Welcome to University West Summer Webinar Series. This is a webinar about administration and tuition fees. I am Madeline. I work mainly with accommodation, program students, just a support, and international introduction days and arrival. My colleague can also introduce herself as well.
Also, a warm welcome from me. I'm Veronica. I am mostly working with incoming exchange students, but I'm also assisting Maddie with any kind of tasks. Let's get into today's presentation.
Yes. So I will share my screen with you, just getting it ready. Um, Perfect. Okay. So welcome today to our administration and tuition fee webinar. I just want to show you the geography of Sweden because this will, or not influence, but this will be connected to what we will be talking about with visas and travel and permits. So this is the guide today. So first we're going to go over visas and migration agency info, housing placement, tuition fee and refunds before and during arrival day, contact info, and then we'll have a questions part. Um, please, you can always write questions throughout the webinar, but we will answer them all at the end. And also, you can also unmute yourself at the end as well. But during the webinar, we just want to get through the information as quick and efficiently as possible. So maybe your question might be answered in the next slide. So Visa and Migration Agency. So congratulations getting this far, and hopefully you have received word from the Migration Agency. No worries if you have not. Students are still receiving decisions as we speak. I just saw 20 more today, so that was great. Um, Quick note or an important note, the university can unfortunately not influence the Swedish Migration Agency, like with decisions or appointments. We can always write letters of support, but that doesn't usually quicken the process. We just want to make that clear because students think that we have personal contacts, and unfortunately, we do not. And so please keep us updated about the status of your visa process and contact us at international@hv.se. And if you have any questions on to regards to what the migration agency needs from you, we recommend that you contact the migration agency directly and look on their website to see what are the requirements. Yeah, but hopefully you have all already applied to for residence permits. So residence permit card. So this is mainly, or this is for non-EU and EA students. So if you are um, coming from the EU, EA student or EA country, uh, residence permits don't really um, apply to you. In some cases, they do, but you can always look on the migration agency, but usually they don't. In order for you to get into the country for non-EU EA students, you need to have your residence permit card. And sometimes, like the migration agency will tell you, oh, you can just get it when you already are in the country, but they will inform you of that. Or if you have any questions, again, if you need it or if you don't need it, please contact them. So far, the last arrival date is not known yet. It would be good if you could arrive during September latest, because that's when the first course is. And depending on how your program is structured, I know with a lot of bachelor's programs, they do one course at a time. So that could be for 5 weeks. So if you have a course during that time, or if you're in that kind of program, then you want to be there. You don't want to miss a course because you're not able to get into the country. Studies start on the 2nd of September. If you arrive after this date, you are obligated to contact your professor for the first course and ask what you can do to follow the course remotely. Also, one thing I forgot to put in, uh, the I'll tell you in a few slides. Yeah, our arrival date is August 27th, so I should put that here. But if you're not able to arrive by that time due to permit issues or your exams, no worries. Just follow along on our virtual. We're going to have a hybrid version of our introduction days. So, yeah. So visa and housing placement. So we can place you in university as soon as you got a positive decision, not just a positive decision, but as your permit card. So that's great. You got a positive decision. You can let us know. And so we are updated on your process. And then once you get your permit card, you can we can send you an offer or arrange accommodation for you. Then you will be contacted via with the housing offer, and then this place will be reserved for you unless you deny your offer. And then you will either receive your contract and first rent, well, you will receive both in August. So we have, or the housing company switched from uh, physical contracts to digital contracts, which is really nice. So you can keep track of them more easily. So you will receive all your contracts in August. If you're worried that you haven't received it, the housing companies know where students are placed. They're informed. They just will start sending out contracts at the beginning of August. Yep. So tuition fees. So students from EU and EA countries, as well as students coming to us through Erasmus, do not have to pay tuition fees. And if you're still wondering if you can pay your tuition fee in parts, the deadline has passed. So please, hopefully you have already paid it, but we do not accept partial payments because how it works is you pay your whole tuition fee and then your registration is unlocked for you through our registration web called Ladok. If you have not paid your whole tuition fee, then you cannot register for courses. And also you should have already paid your tuition since you need that proof of payment in order to apply for your residence permit. So yeah, so the deadline has passed, so we do not recommend that you still try to pay. We recommend that you reapply for the next year. So regarding refund of tuition fees, if you have received a denial or rejection from Migrationsverket, or if you decide to not study with us, you have to apply for a refund, and you can find the form through here. But if you decide not to study with us, you have to inform us before the uh, course date, and you have to provide proof that you have contacted the migration agency that you have withdrawn your application. If you have decided not to, or if in the middle of the term you don't want to continue studying with us, we cannot refund you because that goes against our refund policy. And you will be able to find that in the next slide we'll show. But if you got a rejection from the migration agency, we will give you a full 100% refund. And yeah, so we will start handling the applications from the 15th of August, and the deadline to apply is exactly 5 weeks after the first day of courses. After that, we cannot guarantee your refund. And so here's our refund policy. If you want to read all the technical jargon, which I understand, it's good to inform yourself when you pay tuition and see what happens in case of an emergency, what can apply to you for getting a refund. This is a good, and you can also find this on our website, but this is just a QR code so you can easily access it. So before arrival, so program students, please register for your courses before the first day of class. My colleague can talk more about exchange student registration, but you can find this info on your student start page on how to register. I think there's like a button that you click. And in order to get to your student start page, you need to use your T number and all and if you have any questions regarding your case or anything at school, we recommend that you also use this T number in all your correspondence with the university so we can look you up really quickly. Um, Only for program students so far, this can be found on your letter of acceptance, and this is an example of one. It's your birth date followed by T, R, W, and 3 digits. So this is an example one. But yeah, my colleague Veronica can talk about exchange students.
Yes,
Yep.
absolutely. So if you are an exchange student, things are a lot easier. You don't have to register as we have the contract set up with your partner university. So you will only have to create an account at our university webpage. But we will send out a link afterwards. So don't stress. It is not time yet. There is no urgency. You should also not have a T number yet. We will send that out later. And together with the T number, you will get via email instructions on how to create your login on our website. And once you created that login, you are directly registered as you did the course choice already in Mobility Online. So if you're unsure with all the technical terms, exchange student, program student, if you have seen Mobility Online before, you are an exchange student. If you have not used Mobility Online, you're not an exchange student. Yes. And also, as we often get questions from EU students, you don't have to worry about migration agency. If you have a EU citizenship, you do not need to apply for visa or residence permit.
Perfect.
Yes.
Awesome. Yep. And so on arrival day, so our official arrival day is August 27th. Please sign up on our arrival form, which you can find through the QR code here. So this is a good way for us to keep track of you to see when you're arriving. If you have decided to change your arrival after uh, filling out this form, please let us know so we can edit it because it gets a bit confusing when we have multiple entries of the same name and information with different times. So we want to get this more clear. So please contact us. And I think you can contact us at international@hv.se for this. Um, so yeah, but if you have received university accommodation and arrive outside of our office hours, if you need to get your keys, contact us 4 working days before your arrival. So this is after arrival day. And we can arrange your key pickup. So you can email us at accommodation@hv.se. It just so we can get a student representative quick enough. If you contact us on the day of your arrival, then we cannot guarantee that we can meet you with your keys if you're showing up at 8 in the evening. And we will have more arrival information coming up in our next few webinars. I think it's in August. It's our Pack Your Bags webinar where we will talk about the rules of arrival and key pickup. So it's more clear, but this is just kind of a little foreshadowing. So just to get you all ready. But this is our arrival day, and then our introduction days start August 28th and go till the 31st. So, and we will upload that information at the end of this month, or actually the first week of August, we'll do that. Since speakers are continuously changing their times and things like that. So, yeah. And so for important contact info, anything that has to do with housing, please contact us at accommodation@hv.se, and anything that has to do with maybe tuition, refunds, anything with international student support, contact us at international@hv.se. So yeah. And we are, of course, looking forward to welcoming you all. We just wanted to get through the boring administrative things right away. So but yeah, if you have any questions, please write in the chat. And then you can also talk to us on Zoom as well. But we'll first go through the chat and then you can unmute yourselves.
Okay, we already got some questions. I'm going to be reading the first one out. How many days will it take for a residence permit to be delivered after the visa decision?
So that is really up to the country that is issuing it. Sometimes it takes a few days, other times it can take up to 2 weeks. I know some people said 6 weeks, so you would have to contact your own embassy regarding how long the res permit takes. Yep.
Another student would like to ask if we need to register for courses for the autumn, or the university will do that for us. So maybe I can ask a question back here. Are you exchange student or are you a program student? So for exchange students, you would not have to register because you already did your course choice. But as a program student, you have to register yourself on Ladok. And if you're not, or if you don't have to pay tuition fee, you can do that already with your T number that you got on your letter of acceptance. Um, and log into Ladok. Instructions you should have received via mail, but you can also look it up on our website. I think I can also send the link into the chat in a second as a response to your question. So if you need any of that information one more time, let me know.
And I got a direct message. So, any
Yeah.
possibility to study the course remotely? I'm currently residing in Gothenburg. That's really up to your program coordinator, so you would have to get in touch with your lecturer. I know some courses it's easier to do hybrid. Other there's other courses such as like robotics courses that you have to be in person since there's a robotics certificate. But you would have to contact your lecturer.
Okay. Next question is from an exchange student from France. Is it possible to have a mail or a document with all the deadlines? I feel a bit lost. This meeting was communicated to me through a reminder after requests from other students, but I did not receive the original, as far as I'm aware. There are there also were some confusion in my class about the civility registration. Could we have some more information on this? So regarding the document with all the deadlines, I think we can create one. That should not be an issue. You have to give us, though, a little bit of time because we're both going to be off next week. We also have a week of holiday. Woo woo. So, but after that week, I can definitely draft a document for you. I'm gonna write it down. And then we can communicate it to all of you. Yes, you have not received the invitation to this meeting today. I'm surprised to hear that. We have communicated it to all the students that signed up through Mobility Online as well, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, and we also had a schedule of our webinars from I think a, like a month or so ago that
Mhm.
we sent out. So we can definitely send another email with our schedule as well.
Yeah. Maybe you could also double check if you registered the right email address in Mobility Online, because our communication that happens is all done through that email address that is registered in Mobility Online. If the wrong email address is in there, then you will not receive any kind of communication. Then I absolutely understand your confusion. So please double check. And also you can write us maybe or that is probably best if you write us an email on international@hb.se, stating your right email address. Then we can also make sure that everything reaches you. Then regarding the class about civility registration, I assume that is a course that you have chosen. Um, I'm not so sure what exactly the confusion is about. So you can be in touch with your departmental coordinator about questions if you should be, or if you are allowed to take that course, if you're eligible to take that course. Regarding the specific registration, you would just have to follow the instructions on Mobility
I
Online, and we will register you if
I
I.
think they were saying that there's confusion in his with his classmates about civil registration. I don't know if he's asking about a personal number or a coordination number. If he
Okay,
has to
okay.
register with Sweden, or
Then
you can
that's a
answer.
different topic.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're wondering about personal numbers, as an exchange student, you are not eligible to receive a personal number because you are here for less than a full calendar year. So you don't have to register at the migration agency, you don't have to register at the tax agency, you don't have to register anywhere. just in case if you get like the need of a number, then you can contact us again and we will try to fix you a coordination number. But you would only need that if you would start a job in Sweden or something like that. So don't worry about any kind of numbers that you would need. Okay, next question. Is there any kind of scholarship available? And also, is there anything like like a WhatsApp group of students to have some news about events?
So the scholarship deadline has passed. Unfortunately, it's only for new students, and it passed, I think, in, was it April or March? So unfortunately, that has passed. For WhatsApp or groups with students, we recommend the Goin app. A lot of students have been, or a lot of incoming students connect with current students through that app, and they can find news and activities. I can send the link through Zoom, or I can just respond to your chat with the link to the Goin app so you can log into that. But that's really helpful to use. So I
Yes,
can
I
just
can.
look that link up. Or do you want to look it up?
No, I can talk in the meanwhile while you look
Yeah.
it up because I
Yes.
don't know what the
Perfect.
link is.
Yeah, no, I have it.
Okay. Um, Regarding a WhatsApp group, if there is still the need for a WhatsApp group once you have arrived, then we can fix that during the introduction days if someone raises the question again. But before you have all arrived, we're not allowed to create a new WhatsApp group for you. So until you have arrived, or we would like to guide you to the Goin app. Yes. I'm gonna just wait a moment. I also haven't sent the law doc registration link. I can look that one up at the same time. Then you have all the information together.
Okay.
Um,
I just sent the link. And
okay,
so if
perfect.
people want the Goin app link, it's under register here, under Jean's comment. But I can also post it regularly, but I think it's easier to find it that way. The next question has to do with accommodation. So I have some questions about the accommodation. A few weeks ago, I sent an email, but I don't receive any answer. That is strange because we respond quite quickly. I haven't seen your email, so if you could maybe, it may have gone lost in our spam. If you can email us again, I can definitely uh, answer back, but could you possibly put your question in here so I can answer it right away as well? And the next question, do you want to?
Yes, I can do the next question. When will the welcoming party take place? Should I respond?
Yeah, yeah, go for it.
Okay. So, the welcoming party in that sense will be organized by the student union. So they have a first 2 weeks of introduction events. There will also be some parties, but you would have to check with them. But it's during the first 2 weeks of school in the evenings. So not during the introduction days, but the first 2 weeks of actual school.
Yeah.
But we will, of course, also have socializing events, if you mean that, during the introduction days. The next question is, how can I find out about days and times of my classes?
So Canvas is the web that we use, or our database, not database, but that's where you can find your schedule and what classes you have. Usually they publish the schedule 4 weeks before the course starts, so you will be able to see your course schedule in a few weeks, beginning of August.
Okay, the next question is, um, do we have to pay the entire year of tuition fee? I only have paid for the first semester and I'm allowed to register for courses.
You only just have to pay the one semester at a time. You don't need to pay the whole entire year. We recommend that you only pay a semester at a time because anything can happen. So, yeah, as long as you complete the invoice that you are sent and you have a receipt, you are good to go.
Okay. Next question is, if we do not receive any offer for accommodation, what should we do?
So
We
you can,
don't know
oh,
when the best time for
yeah.
booking the flight ticket is.
So if you have received your permit card, and so another thing I want to reiterate, we do not place families or non-students in our student accommodation since the housing companies are very strict about only placing students. So this would include like a spouse, a partner, kids. We unfortunately cannot place them, but ADAR is a really good landlord to use that places students without the Swedish personal numbers because as you will find if you do go outside the university to find accommodation, a lot of landlords um, require that you have a Swedish personal number, but ADAR does not. If you are single or if you're coming by yourself for accommodation, please email us once you have received your residence permit card, and then we can offer you. And please tell me you have applied for accommodation. If you haven't, we can still try arranging accommodation for you. We just, in the past, we have gone some people who did not apply before a deadline, but we are pretty flexible with that. So, yeah.
So for SI scholarship students, do they still need to register for courses?
Yes, yes, you do. And you can find that information on your student start page.
Okay.
Yes.
Um, a new exchange student from South Africa. How can one get more information about the curriculum guide in regards to classes, times, and study materials? So once you have created your account on our website, you will get their instructions later, don't worry, via email. So just have an eye on your email. But then after that, you will have the ability to or possibility to access Canvas. I think you explained Canvas before, which is the portal where teachers communicate with you about your classes. There is also schedule, study materials, and everything they upload.
I
So
think there was,
Canvas is the app.
mhm. Mhm.
Hmm?
There you go.
Thought.
Okay.
That was
Th
it.
There was a question right before this one, I
Okay.
think. It was about, can I report to university on September 9th? Will that be acceptable? Yes, as long as you contact your professors saying that you're going to be late, then it is totally fine. We're just worried about students showing up in the middle of October and missing their exams and their whole course. So, yeah.
Mhm. How do we contact our respective department coordinators? So I'm assuming you are an exchange student, and so you should be able to see your departmental coordinator on your mobility online, if I'm not wrong. But I can, in any case, send you a link with all the departmental coordinators, and then you just have to select the departmental coordinator from like which department you're taking courses. So even if you're studying something else at home, you are supposed to contact the departmental coordinators of the department's courses that you're taking here at University West. I'll send in the link in a second. The next question in the meanwhile is, does this apply to first year master students as well? I don't know what you're
They're
referring to.
talking about registering for courses.
Okay.
So, yes. Yep, you can continue.
Also having trouble locating my personal ID number for Mitkonto. Do I have to apply to the courses or does it happen automatically? I'm not able to reach my personal student page.
So your T number, so how did you find out you got accepted for the program? And did you receive any more information or you received a letter or an official letter of acceptance and that has your T number on that and that's your personal identity number that works only in the university. So that should be on your letter of acceptance.
Okay. In my mobility, it is filled normally, but the part during the mobility in the learning agreement and the submit course selection for approval is still pending. Do I need to fill anything? So let me read one more time. Submit course selection for approval. Yes. So if you have not handed in your course selection, then you have to do that. If you have handed it in and it is afterwards pending, then it is because our departmental coordinators might be currently on holiday. I mean, it's in the summer, it's often that everyone takes holidays out, so it might be very delayed, all the responses. So, if it's still pending, don't worry. Wait a little bit more. I can't really give you a better answer right now. And it's also not super hyper urgent right now. So, and if you still have not received an answer in 2 or 3 weeks, then you can email us one more time and yeah, we contact the departmental coordinator then that they have to process your request. But I mean, we everywhere, every year we have also some cases where the students change their courses like when they have already started. That is not recommended, but possible to do things last minute as well. So it's okay. Um, I have not sent in the link yet. I'll do that in a second.
Oh
In
yeah.
the meanwhile, I also have received a direct question. Um, is there a provision to apply for students enrolled for a 2 year what?
For
Is
the
there a
second year.
provision to apply for the students enrolled for 2 years of the second year?
Are you
2 years.
talking about paying tuition? Because that invoice hasn't been processed yet to send out. Um, the question isn't clear. I'm so sorry. Or maybe we're misunderstanding
Maybe
something.
I'm
But
also not
if
sorry.
you have gone accepted to a 2-year program, then you don't have to reapply for the second year if that's what you're wanting. Or if you are in a 1-year program and you want to switch to 2 years, you're able to do that, or 2 years back to a 1 year. But that's only for a few programs. Hopefully that answered your question.
Is there any phone number we can contact instead of an email address?
Yeah, you can contact our service center. Do you want to put that number into the chat? And
Yes,
then
I
they
can
will
do that.
direct you to us. And
Um, is there
then
in a second?
oh, should I answer another question in the
Yes,
meantime?
please.
Okay, yes. How can I find out about days and times of my classes? As we previously stated in Canvas, you can see your syllabus, which will have the calendar or schedule of your courses. And that will open exactly 4 weeks before class starts. So the first week of August. So go to Canvas. And then the next question, as 27th of August is arrival day, is there anyone that will be available to receive us at the airport? So in our next few webinars, we will talk about this. We will have student ambassadors stationed at the airport, at Gothenburg train station and Trollhättan station, and also the university, and guiding you to get to the university. But we do not have like a pickup, which is like a bus, but we have student ambassadors helping you. But they will be there only from 8 in the morning to 8 in the evening at the airport. So if you come outside of that time and you want, then we recommend that you um, either stay in a hotel for the evening, or um, you can, or yeah, that's about it. Stay at a hotel for the evening. Does can or how can I apply for a permit card if I come from Germany? No, you do not need a permit card if you come from Germany, since that is an EU country. Does Canvas need a T number? No. It only needs your student account, so your student email and password. Um, Will we have Swedish language courses? Do we need to register for it? I'm not an exchange student. Unfortunately, you will not be able to partake in the Swedish culture course that's put on by the university, but we do have another Swedish course that is offered once a week that is put on by uh, Swedish speaking students that will help or that will teach a course. So it's more of an informal way of learning, but it's a great start until you can, you know, go outwards to maybe Swedish for immigrants, which is for people with a personal number, or if there's another Swedish course in the area. But this is a good start.
Okay,
Another,
I'm back. I
you
can
ready?
also read
Okay.
out. Sorry.
Cool. Awesome. No, no, no.
How can I register in Canvas? Will I get the information in the future in the mail, or did I get that right? Thank you. So I assume you're an exchange student, so yes, you will get future information via mail as an exchange student on how to register on the webpage and thus through Canvas. When is the last date of when is the last date for applying university accommodation? I'm still waiting for the resident permits.
Hi, Libby. I think we've talked on email. I remember your name. So you have given me all your information. So as long as, I mean, since we have saved your information, you just need to tell us about a residence permit card or that you've gone one, and then we can offer you. We have plenty of accommodation, so it's no worries. We just don't want to offer it to you before you have received your card.
I had my I had audio issues, so I could not hear the first 5 minutes